Good morning and welcome to your weekend unboxing here on Gaming with ADHD, where today we're going to take a look at the 2021 game from Renegade Game Studios, Transformers: The Deck Building Game. Now, this was released at the same time as 2021's G.I. Joe deck building game. And when I was a kid, I was way more into G.I. Joe than I was Transformers, so I passed on this one originally. But when you see it on the post-Christmas sale list, I'm willing to give it a go. Part of the reason is because I actually really enjoyed G.I. Joe. I've looked at a bunch of the other products that have come out from Renegade recently, and honestly, I'm kind of excited about what they do. So I have a feeling this one is going to be pretty good. But with all of my unboxings, I try to not look into the game very much and how it plays, and basically kind of give you my initial impressions up front without a whole lot of research and information and backgrounds, just kind of a raw introduction to the game. So before we get into that though, do make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I'll come back later and do an actual review of the game itself, but for now we're just going to take a look at the game. So I do want you to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss when that review comes out. But I also put out a few videos each week talking about all sorts of tabletop gaming content, from board games, card games, role-playing games, miniatures, everything in between. And I'd love for you to come along and see what I have to share. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at Transformers: The Deck Building Game. Alright, so this is by Matt Hyra and Dan Blanchett. On the back, obviously, we've got some of the cards. Obviously, it's going to set up apparently in a grid spot. You're going to have different Transformers going around, and my guess is trying to claim Energon cubes, which, if you're familiar with Transformers, they were always trying to get Energon. Alright, so ads for other Renegade games. Gravwell 2nd Edition, I'm not familiar with first. Power Rangers Heroes of the Grid. Clank, a deck building adventure. And Power Rangers, the deck building game. Alright, we've then got our rulebook. Now, I really enjoyed G.I. Joe, but I will admit the rulebook was a little rough in some places. But overall, I like the layout. It's clean. There is a lot of text here, so there's a lot of information. Seems like they've got some decent diagrams, so shouldn't be an issue. But obviously, a lot of text wall here. So if you are not the greatest at learning from reading the rules, you may struggle a little bit. I know I do. So, alright. But then we've also got a turn sequence here on the back for a reference. So that's good. Alright. We've then got tokens. Some -1 tokens. These are all printed very nice. Nice linen finish. So there's some texture to them. I've got 6 different Autobots. RC, Bumblebee, I believe that's Hound. Optimus Prime, obviously. And, I forget the other 2. I did say I was more of a G.I. Joe fan. Then we've got 1, 5, and 10 tokens. I have no idea what those tokens are for. Got pink Energon cubes. Looks like there are small and large cubes. Transparent. Looks like there's some imperfections from where it's broken out of the mold, but that's not a big deal. And you get a bunch of those. So I'm guessing probably 1s and 5s is how they'll split it up. Stands for the character tokens. One thing I do want to point out, as you can see, there is a card organizer in here. They did that with G.I. Joe as well, and it worked pretty well for the most part. It wasn't perfect, but it wasn't too bad. And it was also sized so that you could use sleeves if you'd like. So that's good. Okay, one of the mystery ones was Ratchet and Wheeljack. There we go. Okay. So we've got the Autobot cards, and they have two versions. So you get your robot and your car. So we've got Optimus Prime, Bumblebee. These are all really good. I'd like a linen finish, but I'm not going to be too picky. Ironhide. Oh, I said Hound. I should have guessed Ironhide. Wheeljack. RC. And Ratchet. I believe this art all comes from the comic books. It's really good. It's definitely not from the old 80s cartoon, but it looks great. It's very modern. Yeah, nothing wrong with the looks of the game. Alright, so these look like different cards that you'll use to set it up. Again, comic book style art. Done really well. Got some Insecticons. Constructicons. Oh, I forget these guys. So yeah, they're pulling in all sorts of Transformers lore. This is fantastic. And that was another thing that they did on G.I. Joe, is they had lots of references to the universe, and so they're doing that here, which means if you are a Transformers fan, then you are going to enjoy this. So that's good. Different Decepticon bosses. Does look like everybody is going to be playing an Autobot, so you don't get to play as the bad guys. I don't remember seeing if this was cooperative. Let me see here. Okay, so they give you rules for a competitive and a cooperative game. So that's awesome. Good for teaching new players how to play. Also, an option, which is also good because you'll have an option if you want to play solo, because you can't get your gaming group together. So that's good. Oh, come on. I love struggling with the easy open. The easy open strips for packages of cards, which aren't always very easy. All right. Just going to get the knife out. Not always the most exciting videos for card games, because it's just lots and lots of cards. Alright, so these are probably going to be cards for the decks. These look like starter cards. I mean, they clearly say starter on it, so lots of courage and some extra firepower. Patrol, fix,
Reserves. These are basic cards. Transform and roll out. You may transform. Again, nice comic book styling on the art. And lots of extra Transformers. So not just the ones that are playable. So that's good. Alright. So, that's what you get. You get a lot of cards, some tokens, and your rules. Like I said, I have a lot of faith in the game, just because of everything I've been hearing from Renegade recently. I know Clank is very popular. The G.I. Joe card game did really well, and they've been putting out a lot of solid hits. I've heard Power Rangers is really good. Really not my thing, so probably not going to end up with that one. But overall, this looks interesting. I'm going to have some fun with it. Get a review out here hopefully soon. But I've got a lot of games to go through and keep getting myself further behind. But that's a separate issue. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this look at what you get inside of Transformers, the deck building game. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Also, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel for the review and any future videos that come out. And also, if somebody's on the fence and would like a little bit more information, don't forget to share the video to them as well. So, with that said, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you next time, and bye.